military, the underdeveloped military, the incompetent military, the South African military, the military that isn't even able or doesn't even have funds to recruit, allegedly to recruit new soldiers, that same military, right, apparently, or if I were to assume, is now defying the president. And you can't even, I know what this news, sometimes you get to the point where you just question everything, even if it's stupid and irrelevant, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're not supposed to be doing that, you know what I'm saying? But you tend to question everything, especially once you learn a little bit about how this world operates, because there's always something and message that's going to be pushed. What I'm feeling already, I'm a few seconds in, 39 seconds in, and I already feel like these people, they want to say that a coup is on the way. I didn't say it.
He reportedly pledged military and political support to Tehran and slammed US and Israeli actions against the Islamic Republic. The South African army chief's reported comments drew backlash from the Ramaphosa government. Authorities called his trip ill-timed and distanced themselves from...
This country is not in order. It's not the citizens only who are basically tired of the way this country is run. It's the other departments in the country as well. I mean, what happens when the army is against the presidency? What happens if everyone is against the presidency? I'm not talking impeachment. I would imagine it's something that could affect South Africans, the poor South African, you and I. That could affect us for years to come. You know what I mean? How, I do not know, but it feels that way. You know what I'm saying? If the South African National Defense Force is able to in this house, then what is the use of a president? You know what I mean? Like, what? Why are you there then? You know what I'm saying? Like, but anyways.
His pro-Iran remarks. Ramaphosa said he did not even know about the army chief's Iran trip. Now, cut to January 2026.
No. That story, I remember the story. It's almost as if, I'm sorry for pausing too much, but I got a lot to say. Because it's either someone is lying to us, or there's a recurring theme, or something's a recurring characteristic about Ramaphosa. It's almost like he's always the victim in some way. I don't know. I just feel like the things he says, it's almost like, it's not like, okay guys, I'm sorry, and if I know what's going on, and I feel like I'm gonna stop reading a teleprompter and I'm gonna do better. It's almost like, no, you guys are crazy. I didn't do anything. I am the victim. You know what I'm saying? That's just me.
Africa hosted BRICS drills in waters off the coast of Cape Town.
Why?
It was called the Will for Peace Exercise 2026. China led the drills. Russia and Iran had also sent warships. The drills were held between January 9th and 16th. It coincided with the deadly protests in Iran, which is also an arch foe of the US. Washington's growing hostility towards Pretoria is no secret. According to South African media reports, Iran was not supposed to take part in the drills. Ramaphosa had reportedly instructed the military and the Navy 3 months ago that Tehran must not participate in the exercise, neither as an active participant nor as an observer. The instructions were...
That sounds more like another country defying our rules or what we put in place. It sounds more like a direct threat or a violation by another country to South Africa than something that's internally disconnected within our borders. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if that makes sense to you. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, bro. Maybe I'm not saying anyone's right or wrong here. Everybody's wrong. Everybody's messed up to some extent, but everyone's also right to some extent. I just said that to, equality. You know what I'm saying? But it sounds like something is up with Iran. Something is wrong with Iran. I'm not saying something's wrong with Iran as in don't confuse me now. I'm not saying people from Iran and Iran, because I know a lot of people on the internet is messed up, right? They're gonna hear something like this and be like, oh, fuck Martin. You know what I'm saying? I'm okay. I'm not even sorry for that, but I'm just like, something is up. There's something we don't understand about Iran's plans and maybe the way it operates, or the long-term vision, because there's been a lot of conspiracy theories, and I'm the one person to say this, and I'm gonna say it again. I've said it before, that conspiracy theories may be fact that is just delayed. I don't know. What do you think? There's been talks about how the reason why Israel is attacking South Africa and America and whatever, not attacking South Africa per se, but the reason why Israel may be against South Africa is because of Iran's involvement. So, you know, Iran is part of it, you know, US, and you know what I'm saying. So it's very interesting to bro, you know, it's almost like South Africa is a puppet in a way, like as a country. It's almost like Africa is a playing ground, you know what I'm saying, like for these rich countries. I don't know how rich Iran is, you know what I'm saying. We're gonna search that up later. I don't know how rich Iran is, but in fact, let's see if we can label them as the elite. Let's see.
Everything's perfect here and the sun is shining. Everything's perfect here, there's nobody crying.
600 something billion, trillion, killion, quintillion. Okay, whatever. I would imagine it's a very wealthy country. Okay, it's a wealthy country. Can we label it as a wealthy country? So I'm gonna safely label it as those countries that I'm fucking over Africans.
Reportedly,
it's almost like Africa is a playground for these big countries, and now unfortunately South Africa is a big puppet right now. Big puppet. We are so confused. Like, guys, we've been so, I feel like we've been blinded by so much of these things that's happening, bro. Why is it that all of a sudden South Africa's on the radar so much? Like, why is it that all of a sudden we have problems with the US? You know, these may be things, you know, to the people who follow economics and geopolitics. Yes, you do your thing and mind your own business. But why is it like, so all of a sudden South Africa is on the radar? You know what I'm saying? Like, even if you watch the recent movies that are coming out, you know, the South African flag is always being pushed. I can't reference any movies to you right now, but I didn't watch that movie yet. That G20 film, well, the G20 film, you know, the one with the terrorists and deep fakes, that movie, I didn't watch it yet. The fact that I didn't feel the urge to, I'm going to do this weekend. I'm probably going to do this weekend. You know, I love movies, but like, it's probably crap, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to get into the war between land and sea. That was such a disappointment. That guy was clapping fish chicks, but who is questioning, you know, like who's watching, you know what I'm saying? But there's something about South Africa, you know what I'm saying? Now, we could have said it about Nigeria, you know, there's something about Nigeria. You know, if you think about, I didn't do my history, but like, there's a lot I'm saying, but I would imagine there were civil wars before and proxy warfare, you know what I'm saying? How these conflicts in African countries, there's something about Congo. There's something about Congo. And I'm not just talking minerals, guys. Maybe this thing is deep. Maybe this is also spiritual. You gotta consider those as well. You know what I'm saying? Maybe there's something about South Africa that we as South Africans are overlooking. And I feel like the spiritually awakened, all those people, you all should wake up and try to find the truth and enlighten us. Get on YouTube and enlighten us. I'm here. I'll watch. But if you ask me, I don't know. I feel like indirectly, bro, it's affecting our employment. Yeah, the youth. It's almost like they're killing the youth deliberately. I mean, what happens if you kill the youth? I mean, if the youth, if a right amount, let's say a quarter, if 1/3 of the youth loses hope, you think 2/3 maybe, right? Let's say 2/3 just gives up crime, death, you know, all these things. You know what I'm saying? You think we're gonna be able to raise a nation? You think we're going to be able to raise an army? You think you're going to be able to, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, that's how I'm thinking. It may be deeper than that, but just like, anyways.
Repeated in December. Yet, Iranian vessels participated in the drills. And then, as expected, Washington lashed out at Pretoria.
Iran is a destabilizing actor and state sponsor of terror, and its inclusion in joint exercises in any capacity undermines maritime security and regional stability. It is.
Whoa! With all these problems we have with the US, we still have the US embassy here in South Africa. I don't really care about the benefits of an embassy in South Africa. I'm just like, I mean, it could contribute to the reasons or the diplomacy, whatever. But all these problems and we still have the US embassy. Guys, we was literally kicked out of G20, weren't we? Wasn't that supposed to be seen as an act of aggression? You know what I'm saying? War. You know what I mean? I'm just asking. I don't know any of these. You know what I'm saying?
Particularly unconscionable that South Africa welcomed Iranian security forces as they were shooting, jailing, and torturing Iranian citizens engaging in peaceful political activities South Africans fought so hard to gain for themselves. South Africa can't lecture the world on justice while cozying up to Iran.
Yeah, boy.
And the Ramaphosa government has faced domestic backlash as well. The Democratic Alliance, which is one of the parties in South Africa's unity government, has questioned Iran's participation.
Who gave the final approval? Whose instructions were followed? And why did senior SANDF leadership appear to act in defiance of a presidential directive? If this reflects a wider culture of insubordination at senior command level, including the chief of the SANDF and the chief of the Navy, it must...
Okay, so there's a lot happening. I can't get through the whole video. I'm literally late. But, yo, I just feel like there's more going on here. There's something we don't know, as the stuff we're overlooking. Anyways, thank you guys for 1,000 subs. Yes, thank you for watching the whole video. Do consider leaving a like and subscribe. And as always, until next time, bye-bye.
Be confronted now.